What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Get Over Yourself podcast. Today, I'm joined with a friend of mine that I met in college. We participated in a couple clubs with each other, some entrepreneurial clubs of business owners at Brigham Young University. My friend Curtis, thank you for joining us, Curtis. Quick little note on Curtis. I asked him to send me over a bio beforehand so you guys can get to know him. One thing I loved about the club that we were a part of at BYU is it's a bunch of young hustlers who didn't necessarily like the traditional method of college, going to your regular classes, going through exams, taking a bunch of notes in classes just to forget them, 2 weeks after the exam was finished. This little club we were part of called Seed was a great atmosphere for people. We're like, hey, I like the experiences of college. I like the connections you can make from college and all the fun things that go with it. But I don't necessarily love the, I don't know, institutional ways. Is that the way you'd put it, Curtis?
Yeah, like Seed was like the best part about BYU.
It was
Everything else
by
was
far the best part. Not even
Yeah.
close. Not even close. So anyways, I asked her to send me over a little bio so you guys can get to know his entrepreneurial background. He was raised in Pleasant Grove, Utah, which is where we just moved the Interval headquarters. You lived, 10 minutes or less from here?
Yeah, just up the street, like 5 minutes.
Crazy. So very small world. He studied computer science at BYU, Brigham Young University. While he originally planned to pursue a career in corporate finance, a sales job during college completely changed his perspective on work and earning potential. He realized that creating value through entrepreneurship could far exceed the limits of a traditional salary, inspiring him to build businesses instead of climbing the corporate ladder. He first founded BoxTrain, an e-commerce company that continues to operate with a dedicated team managing its day-to-day operations. Today, his primary focus is Guild, where he serves as founder. Guild is the business context layer for AI, helping companies unify data from across their organization so AI systems can better understand their business and perform meaningful work. Outside of Curtis's work life, he has been married for nearly 6 years and is the proud father of a young daughter. He enjoys playing basketball. He's recently taken up golf and is an avid movie enthusiast. So, Curtis, really appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining me on the pod today.
Thanks for having me. This is cool.
Well, I gotta ask, what's the top movie if you're a movie enthusiast?
Like I'm like the biggest Star Wars fan. Like,
Star Wars? Are you a
Yeah.
fan of Disney Star Wars though?
Like I'll watch it, but no, not as much as like the originals or like the when I was younger it was like 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Really into those. But my favorite is Empire Strikes Back.
so good.
So number 5.
When I was graduating high school, it was like the era when Disney was like starting to like revamp all the new movies and stuff. And I remember before I served an LDS mission, I was so deep into fan theory and lore when it came to the new Star Wars movies, like who is Ren's lineage and like who was like all the background behind Kylo Ren, and then Rey and all these fun things. And then I served my LDS mission. I get home and I'm like, that's what the movie amounted to. There was like the fan theories you could go and watch on YouTube were like 10x better than what Disney produced. It kind of made me sad.
I had a similar thing. I was in like 7 came out when I was a junior. I graduated in 2017. I don't know when you graduated.
19.
Okay. And it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. Going my mission, I'm in Serbia and I see the poster for The Last Jedi. I was like, this will be the best movie.
And it was awful.
It was so bad.
That was like the worst thing. Yeah. Now they've kind of redeemed themselves for like spinoffs. Like I like the Mandalorian series and stuff. It's not like my ultimate favorite, but it's a good watch, you know?
Do you know, to be honest though, I actually rewatched The Last Jedi and I like it.
Really?
I actually like it.
There's too many things in the movie that don't make sense where you can go and backtrack them to the other movies and be like, well, everything in the plot, if they would have done it this way originally, would have been destroyed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I don't like it.
They had multiple directors, or like they had 2 different directors, and it was crazy.
Anyways, thanks for joining us on the podcast today. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode. I want to start off today, Curtis, with your entrepreneurial background. It feels like you went into college with a very well-intentioned, I'm going to go study computer science, but then interestingly enough, you want to go the finance route. Right. What was the dichotomy there? Why'd you go study computer science, but then want to go the finance route?
I think when you're younger, like when you go to school, you just kind of like, I don't know, at least I did. I was like, I just want to make money.
Yeah.
And like the only way to make money and like from what I've heard, and you don't know much about like school or anything, was finance. I was like, okay, that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then like as you get into it, like I started taking finance classes. I actually started at UVU, did like accounting and finance classes there, and then transferred to BYU. And the longer I got in, I was like, I'm realizing like I don't this is like, it's cool. Like I do appreciate finance. I think it's a really good hard skill, but at the same time, I was like, this isn't it.
Yeah.
And then I started like messing around. So I have a twin brother and we're really close and we were both going down the finance route. And being in Utah, when you come back from your LDS mission, it's like immediately get recruited for summer sales.
Mhm.
And we were no different. So like we did summer sales our first year and it went really well. And I was like, wow.
Who'd you guys sell for at the time?
It was Active.
Okay,
So
cool.
I did 2 years at Active and then I did solar for like 2 weeks. And then I started my Amazon business. But after that first summer, I was like, you mean to tell me like I can control my income? Like the amount of work I put in directly correlates with how much money I'm making compared to whether it be becoming an analyst right after school with finance. It's just like you will make a lot of money, you just work a ton. It doesn't really correlate with the value you get out of it. Both are great, but like for me, I was like, this makes more sense to me. Like it actually clicked.
And to be fair, on the analyst side, it's one of those things where you have to go and earn your stripes.
Yeah.
You know, you put in the work, and then eventually you'll work up that corporate ladder, like you were saying you were trying to avoid earlier.
Absolutely.
I think now it's changing a lot with the dynamics of the AI society we're in. But in theory, you go and put in your time, and then the output should come in a few years from then. But
yeah. And then some days, like I'll be like, what I'm doing now, I'll be like, man, I should have just stick with finance. It's like, you know exactly which way to go. You know exactly what you have to do to make that paycheck. So both are great. I think for me, in the lifestyle I wanted, I chose to go into entrepreneurship or like company building.
I saw a funny video the other day. It was like, I didn't want somebody to tell me all the hours I was supposed to work and somebody to write my paycheck. And so I decided to be a business owner. So I work even more hours and pay myself even less.
Yes,
Very accurate.
Absolutely.
But
mentally it's different, but like
it's very different.
On paper, it's like dumb idea. But yeah.
No, on paper, I think it's actually a great idea. And then you go and actually live and you go, oh, what did I just sign myself up for? But anyways, so you had that drive in college, you kind of got into this sales gig. I feel like sales is like the ultimate world to go and see some of that. And you go, okay, it's high earning potentials.
Yeah.
Most of the outcomes are based upon what I'm able to produce. Like if I don't show up every single day, I don't get rewarded, which some people, it's like, oh man, now if I go on vacation or I have one bad month or something, I kind of like it. I view it like a pro sports team where it doesn't matter if you're an all-star last year. I just watched the MLB all-star game a couple days ago. It doesn't matter if you're an all-star last year. How are you playing this year? Doesn't matter. I'm a massive Dodgers fan. It doesn't matter that the Dodgers won the World Series last year. They're trying to win it again this year. And I feel like sales is the exact same.
Every day is zero.
Every day is zero.
Like you can, like every day you're at the bottom.
In some ways it's discouraging because you're always like, it's like that vanity metric. You're always chasing for the next thing, but also I think it's one of the best things you could do because you're always needing to improve yourself.
It can be crippling or it can be motivating. Depending on
depending on the hour.
Yeah, exactly.
So you went, you did some of the sales experience, you kind of got a taste for that. And then you started your Amazon business, Box Train.
Yeah. So like summer sales, like I got married in between my first and second summer. And my second summer I went out by myself. My wife stayed home because she had a great job. And I was like, lifestyle wise, it was like the worst summer of my life.
Very hard.
Just because like being away from your wife, newly married, it was tough. And I was like, okay, here's this idea. Like if the harder I work at my own thing, like I can make more money. Like, is there any other avenues I can explore where this could be? I don't have to leave for the summer or I don't have to go knock doors. And I started, just going down the routes that had a few criteria. I didn't have that much upfront capital. Like I didn't have money to just, go and just start something immediately. So I needed a low barrier to entry. And then I found e-commerce or like reselling sneakers on Amazon. Like this was during COVID when like StockX and GOAT and like the entire sneaker market was going nuts. And I didn't actually sell like hype sneakers. I was just selling like your regular day Nikes. I would like buy them on Nike.com and then flip them for more money on Amazon because usually prices were higher for those products.
Is that still the case today? I'm not like a big sneaker guy. I don't understand that market very well.
I mean, it's changed so much. Even the Amazon game, like I've been doing it for like 5 years and it's completely different. Like you can't do that anymore just because, a lot of people have come in and started selling on Amazon in that way. There's like, supply and demand makes. So like there's tons of supply now. Like a lot of people are doing it and it drives the prices down to the point where the arbitrage of it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're only making $1 off of every transaction or something
and
stupid.
Then like returns is crazy. Like we'd be selling shoes on Amazon and people would wear them for 30 days. And Amazon, like I'm sure you're
return anything,
Yeah, you just whatever. Like my wife is like, I love Amazon because it's like no questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would get shoes back that people have worn like on a hike or like on a trip.
And you just tell they were totally wasted.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. So that's what we got out of shoes, and then just kept evolving into bigger products. And then we got into wholesale, where we go to the brands and we're like, hey, we're a new distributor for you. Our channel's going to be e-commerce. And they're not doing e-commerce themselves, so we just take that from them.
What kind of brands aren't doing e-commerce nowadays?
There's a lot. Like, to be honest, like Amazon's such a beast. It like kind of runs like the government. And there's such a steep learning curve to actually make money. Like, what are the fees? Like the unit economics of everything. So brands are happy to, pay someone to do that. And that's where we come in.
And are we talking like older style brands, like more like your brick and mortar, your pen and paper type businesses, or?
I mean, it depends. Like, we have tons of brands. Like, I'm trying to think off the top. Do you know the Tenzi dice game?
No, I don't.
It's a popular game. It's been around forever. Like, we're one of their vendors on Amazon.
Okay.
Do you know the Nido squishy cubes?
No, yeah, I'm the worst audience right now. Tell me about it.
No, you're good. To be honest, I would not know what these products are if I didn't sell them. They're a big brand, a huge brand, and they outsourced to us. Well, they used to. We actually stopped selling them a few months ago. But yeah, there's market for that for sure, where companies just don't want anything to do with it. They also is just like another wholesale account. So they'll sell us their inventory and we buy it from them.
Okay.
And so they get that cash flow on their
Yeah, it's good for them. They consistently get it, and then you
they
go, hey,
have
we'll just
other
take whatever.
sales channels. Yeah. Like they just manage other stuff besides Amazon. So.
Okay.
But a lot of people it's an issue with our business. We'll get a company onboarded, we'll start selling their stuff, and we'll do really well. Then all of a sudden, like, we're gonna do this ourselves. And we're like, okay.
What do the contracts look like for a business like yours? I'm assuming it's not very enforceable.
We don't sign contracts with anyone. For our particular business, we just it goes until it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then they like decide not to. Most of them, like the way it works is they'll sign up with us. We'll sell their stuff. They'll go, we want to do it ourselves. They'll realize it sucks, and then they'll come back to us.
Interesting.
Because it's like there's so much you don't know.
The e-commerce world is so interesting, in my opinion. I am like an e-commerce business's worst nightmare because I only prefer buying on Amazon.
Yeah.
I have Prime set up. I know it's going to get delivered in 2 days. I know if there's an issue, I'm immediately going to be able to get returns, or it might be a pain to go over to UPS and return the thing, but at least for the most part, I know it's going to work well. Right. I don't know if you've played around with Amazon's new like Alexa for shopping feature.
No.
I bought way too much recently for moving into this new office.
Yeah.
I'll just like search like new office material and I'll be like, oh my gosh, we need that now. The Amazon the Alexa for shopping is so fun. It's like ChatGPT for shopping. It is awesome.
And so with that.
I'm like the e-commerce's worst nightmare when it comes to only wanting to buy on Amazon. But that value is immediately driven for the brands you work with, because people like me, I'm like, I don't necessarily trust buying it off this company's website if I've never worked with them. I don't know what the shipping costs are going to be, or the delays, or any of that stuff. But I trust Amazon. I've been using Amazon for half my life at this point. I trust it more than anything.
Yeah, I think brands absolutely should be on Amazon. Like the Amazon listing you look at converts better than any other like store out there.
Which is so funny because like, you go and look at the titles and the descriptions. I'm like, this is like the worst possible way to describe this product, but I still bought it. So some of it must be working.
The brand Amazon is like killer. However, it's a tough business to be in as a seller. They treat their customers better than their sellers, I would say. Obviously, like customer experience on Amazon is amazing.
Yeah.
However, like we've gotten our store shut down twice. We've had one store got shut down like indefinitely. Like it has not been reopened. They hold your cash. They hold it's a nightmare. So yeah, we've been through it for sure on the Amazon game, but we'll keep doing it because it makes sense, and it's made sense the last 5 years. So
I want to talk about your stores getting shut down. I got a funny story on that I'll share here in a second. But real quick, what do the margins look like on these Amazon businesses? So you guys go and find a partner, maybe their product, for simple math, let's just call it $100. They have a product that they're selling for $100 off their website. Yeah. Now they go and list it on Amazon. I'm assuming the price comparison is almost dead on. $100 on their site, $100 on Amazon, or do they have to raise it up a tiny bit?
Yeah, so like usually the bigger brands have what's called like map pricing, where they have to keep it at a certain price across all channels, or else it destroys their brand. So we'll buy it from the vendor or the brand for $50.
So $100, you guys buy it for 50.
Yeah. And then Amazon takes 30% of the sale price. So Amazon takes $30 and then we make the rest. So,
Okay. So you guys would net $20-ish
Yeah.
off of that transaction.
yeah. And then it depends on like if it gets returned, that's a fee for us. There's so many other fees. Like if it sits in the Amazon warehouse too long, it's a fee for us. Anyways, like our margin.
How does that work for like clothing brands when things get returned, or shoes like you were just mentioning? That's
Yeah.
brutal. Those things get returned, not even just because it was faulty product. It didn't fit right or it just didn't look good, you know?
Right, exactly. Like we stay away from apparel. We started in apparel and shoes, and it was amazing because it flies, right? Like people are buying shoes, people are buying clothing all the time. But like we would have to buy it for like $30 and sell it for $100 for it to make like
Any sense?
5% margin, you know, because people are returning. And now it depends on the product. Like a lot of people like don't return stuff for certain products, you know, but yeah, that's how the unit economics work for Amazon. But it's brutal. Like our margins right now sit around 12%.
Okay. Would you consider that very good for an Amazon business, or is that like mediocre?
Yeah, it works, right? Like 12% of what would be my next question. You know, 12% of, we do like 4.5 million on Amazon right now, and it works for us.
Mm-hmm.
We also do a lot with like rewards points. So that's another side of the business.
Interesting.
Like everything we buy is on credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it pays the bills.
Yeah.
But margin compared to like software, nothing.
Totally different story in software.
Totally different story. However, we don't do any marketing. We don't do any, like, no one knows what box train is. There's no customer facing side of it. So like what we lack in marketing, you know, I mean, what we don't pay in marketing, we make up with Amazon does that for us.
Yeah. What does that look like on your guys' end? Do you want to sign up a new client, or you like emailing into these businesses saying, hey, we noticed you aren't selling on Amazon. We want to run your affiliates or your program on Amazon. How does that work?
Yeah. Like, to be honest, we've been really lucky. So like so our store got shut down and we had different clients that we were working with.
Describe a store too. Like, are we talking like each individual product is its own store, or do you group like 5 companies under one store? I don't know anything about that.
So everything you see on Amazon, like it's going to say, you're going to see all the Amazon branding, but underneath literally the buy now box, you'll see sold by and then store name.
Okay.
And when you click on that, you'll see all the products a business sells.
I'm going to pull up Amazon right now as we're talking about this. I want to see this.
Yeah. So you can see, like, if it says sold from Amazon, obviously it's sold from Amazon, but if you see like a
shipper seller, is that what you're talking about?
Sure,
here? Yeah. So it says, on this one, I just randomly clicked on it. It says Amazon.com, which is hilarious because right before this, I was looking something up right before you got here.
Yeah.
And I used the Alexa for shopping feature. Is it a coincidence that the one Amazon is selling themselves shows up first? I don't know.
100%.
That's actually really funny. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
So we'll come. I don't even remember what I was saying.
How the shops work on.
Oh yeah. So like you click on it, you'll see everything they sell, and then so like you'll have a listing, for instance, like a shoe on Amazon, and it will rotate sellers like randomly, like every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. So like sometimes you can click the buy box and you'll buy from Joe or you buy from me, depending on the day. So there'll be like 30 sellers on one listing, all selling the same product.
So you got your black and white Nike shoes, and like you're selling them in minute 12:05, and then somebody by 12:10 is selling something same exact product but different seller. Yeah.
So like the data side of all of this is like when we buy a product, we know exactly on average how much of the time we'll get the buy box is what we call it. Like how often, like when someone comes to a listing, they click that button, they're buying from us.
Interesting.
And depending on the volume, so like say it's selling 10,000 units a month, we get the buy box,
5% of the time or whatever. Yeah.
And that's how many sales you'll get.
Interesting.
So it's a
massive how does that work with more of like individual products that not very many mass product resellers have? Like you may have like an exclusive deal, or only like a handful of companies have exclusive deals.
Best case scenario is when it's like we are the only seller, or like one of 3. Yeah. Right. So like high moving products, we're one of 3 sellers. That's like we'll spend all our money on that product instead of buying others.
Makes sense if you can be the exclusive partner.
Yeah. That's how it works for us.
Okay. So you get your shop set up, and then let's dive into. So this was about a year. So I'm talking about the one that was shut down that you guys got revamped. So about a year ago, I want to say, I could be off on the timetable, but we're out at lunch where we're sitting around a lunch table.
Yes.
You remember this? Yeah.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
sitting around a table with a couple of our friends who also own businesses. I recently had Jose from Otishi on the podcast. So he was with us and a few other people, and we're sitting around this table, and you like, I don't even know how to describe. Like, it looked like you had stars in your eyes, lights shining around you, like you had just like walked off a movie set.
I forgot about this.
And you're like, guys, you won't believe it. I don't remember the timetable, but 6 months, a year, however long it was, you're like, Amazon shut us down. We have heard nothing. They just approve us to get going again.
Yeah.
And you had like all this product that you're about to have to like get rid of because it was taking up all this warehousing space that was costing you a lot of money. Well, tell us that story. That was like the best day. I was so happy for you.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy day. For some context, we've been signed for 2 years. We were going really deep. We were like spending a ton of money. And the way it works, you spend money on inventory, you sell it. Amazon holds your money in Amazon to like before they pay you on a sale for like 2-3 weeks after. And when we were doing at that moment, we were doing like $30,000 in sales a day. And all of a sudden, boom, shut us down completely for stupid reasons, like reasons that we could prove we didn't do. It's just like they're so hard to work with. You're talking to a bot when you try to communicate with the seller team over there. And then like it was a year. We had like $300,000 held up in Amazon, a year of like trying to get it back. No one's answering anything. And like we kept trying and trying and trying. And finally at that lunch we were at, like it was just like, hey, your store's been approved. Like everything's good to go. And it was like, you then get all your money, you then get all your inventory.
So one day you're sitting on these fat stacks of cash and you go, oh my gosh, this is the best feeling.
Well, do you know the crazy thing? No one knows this part. They approved us for 2 weeks and then shut us down again.
Really?
And held all our money.
All the money that was owed to you previously again.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, you're approved. Like in the next 2 weeks, like we'll start phasing out and sending you your money. We're like, oh my gosh, this is it. You know, everything we've worked for.
We figured it out again.
Literally the email says, you are good to go. No other issues involved. Like we have resolved everything. Like, thanks for the evidence. Thanks for submitting all your documents, your invoices, your receipts. I mean, you saw my reaction. I was like
over the moon.
As if I just got $300,000 at lunch.
Because you did.
And 2 weeks later, like, sorry, not gonna work. We accidentally sent you that email. Literally, it says we accidentally sent you that email. I was like, we got lawyers involved after this. We're like, they cannot do this. Like, this is like insane. You can't accidentally say you're
good to go. Yeah.
Like, who made that mistake? Can we talk to them? Like, why did you send the email?
I've not heard this part of the story. So what ended up happening?
Yeah, to this day, we're still down. The money's still locked up in Amazon.
This is a year later.
Yeah, year later. Yep.
Over a year.
So like we got shut down 2024. August 2026 will be 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
And then a year ago, I don't know, were we graduating at the time? I think so.
Something going on.
Yeah. So we started a new store. We partnered with a new company locally in Utah. And we're back up and running and everything's good to go. But that first store still has money sitting in there.
Dude, I can't believe you want it. I know it's a healthy business once it's humming along and stuff, but
there's always
that just scares me. Like you saying at the beginning of the episode, Amazon runs like a government or a bureaucracy. It sounds like it does. That scares me that at a moment's notice, your entire income stream could just be completely wiped.
Well, to be honest, that happened at that dinner a year ago or that lunch a year ago. I had a daughter like a month later, or I had a daughter a month before. Like my daughter was super young. I was like, this is not viable. Like I have a mortgage I have to pay now. I have a daughter. I have, my wife. I have things to take care of. I can't just like wake up to an email saying your entire business is gone or your entire business is back. And so like a year ago, I started looking at different businesses to start going down the route. And then that eventually led us to where we're at today with Guild. But Amazon's still working. We still do $4 million a year. We have people running it. We have checks and balances in place that what happened to our first store will never happen again.
What, if you're comfortable sharing, what did go wrong with that one? Is it just you weren't used to the systems and so you didn't know how to accurately report? Was it falsified evidence? Like what was the situation?
So we're resellers on Amazon. Like I told you, we do not own any of the IP of our products. We do not own any of the copyright info, whatever. And we were selling a product So when we first started, we weren't asking for permission. We just were going. I got Nikes from this place, sold them from this place. I did not have approval from Nike to sell those products. And nor do you really need to. Like Amazon has their own internal system of like, prove to us that it's authentic.
Yeah.
And you're good to go.
Okay. So you don't need necessarily
You don't need a
signature
letter
from Nike, but
Bob.
you need to make sure that they're not like the Chinese knockoffs or something.
That's the only thing they cared about.
Okay.
And then with time, they got the market flooded with just like people buying from Nike, and customers were started to complain about like X, Y, and Z. And there were some bad actors. Like Temu started coming big time in this moment. So like tons of Chinese knockoffs were flooding the market. Like people were getting Nike socks, fake Nike, just regular white socks from China and flipping them. And I always wondered, like, how are these guys making money? Because they're like $13 socks. And if you buy them for like $6 or $7, it's like you're making $0.
But they were knockoffs.
They're knockoffs. They're buying them for like $1, right? So we had that situation, but not with Nike socks, with a different product for a different brand. We sold 10,000 units in the course of 2 years. Literally, our return rate was like 4%. Like that's insanely low for Amazon. No complaints. We got one complaint saying that this is inauthentic. We had all the documents to prove it wasn't. We had everything in place. But yeah, they shut us down.
And was it a shoe product or what?
It was a electronic product.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the brand, we had everything ready to go, and
you're still fighting it still to this day.
Yeah, I've kind of given up because it's like we'll send like all my evidence, like my lawyers will send stuff to them, and it's like nope.
It's crazy.
It's like, okay.
And what are you gonna do against it?
Yeah, just move on.
Yeah. There you go. Amazon got an extra 300. I hope you invest in Amazon stock because that's where your money's sitting right now.
I have like nightmares about it. Like to be honest, like I buy on Amazon. Their customer experience is so good that I can still use them. But in the back of my mind, I like hate them.
Yeah.
But you make mistakes like with businesses. I'm sure you've known. Like going back, I wish I did so many things differently. Like now we have like the brand's approval for everything we sell. Yes. Now we have like written agreements, we have invoices, we have documents for every single item to the penny.
I think my business partner and I were just talking about this. Every few months you look back on the previous few months and go, why did we do it like that? And you just learn so much so quick. I don't think there's a better learning experience than just diving in and working on your own thing.
Yeah.
Or at least even like even our early team here being a part of something early on where you see a lot of like the nuances and the intricacies behind why we wanted to establish something the way that we did.
Yeah.
I think if you join a company later on,
it's already set.
It's already set. A lot of the SOPs are in place and the principles behind something, and you don't always see why it is a certain way that it is, which also creates nuance later on in a company's life cycle where maybe there are some things that didn't scale early on, but now could be replaced, but nobody wants to change them. It's so interesting though. Every few months, like I said, my co-founder and I will sit down and be like, why on earth did we do it like that? That was so stupid. But at the time, that was like the clear logical progression that we wanted to take.
You don't know. You don't know. Like it works until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And you always are improving like every single day. The biggest question I ask, like even with this new business, is like, what did I learn from my other business
that can apply?
What can I need to do now?
Yep.
And looking forward, like, what am I doing now that probably doesn't make the most sense?
The funny thing too is like, no matter how long you've been doing something, no matter how many steps or how many times you stepped into the octagon, like you're still gonna run into those issues. I was talking to my old man, my father, a couple of months ago. Same exact situation. He's entrepreneurial in the sense that he's an attorney. He bought out his firm earlier on in his career, the firm partner. And so he's been running his own firm. It's small in our small town where I grew up, but he's been running his own firm for decades now. And even to this day, even though he had worked at big firms before, he's been managing his own for years and years and years now. There's still lessons he learns every single few months. And it just comes with that side of running a business. There's no way around it.
There's always something that's going to go wrong.
Always.
Like every day. Like you can ask my wife, it's like we do all the projections. We try to forecast out a little bit. And she's always the one to remind me is like, something will go wrong.
It's a projection. That's all it is.
You need to factor in that everything you just are forecasting for is wrong.
Yep.
It's never going to work.
Yep. It's funny. I'll do that sometimes too. I'll like, all right, this is where we're at. This is where we're trying to hit for the next quarter goal, yada, yada. And I'll go and present it. And everyone will be like, that's like way understated. I'm like, something's going to break. I promise you. Let's try and dumb this back a little bit.
Exactly. And if you build like your entire company on a platform, like we had in this first one switch, everything's gone. One change, everything's gone. Like they change their fees on Amazon like every year. And all of a sudden our business margins,
the margins just keep shrinking.
Go.
Yeah. Well, now you've jumped into something else because of that kind of hairy situation you've had in past experience with Amazon. It sounds like it's still operating. Things are going well on it. There's just more nuance when it comes to working with that kind of bureaucracy. Tell us about Guild and what you got going on now.
Yeah. So Guild is an AI startup we're working on, me and my brother. The entire concept for Guild is like, if you go talk to your engineering team right now, like they're going to start raving about Claude Code or Cursor. And you've probably used it yourself.
Every day.
Like, it is the best AI use case right now. Like coding, like it's amazing. I cannot live without Claude Code right now. And I'm like, the market for trying to develop something like this for knowledge work or something like this for the different departments in a business is massive. But like, how does it work? Like what can I do to actually bring value to those people like coding has for us and the coding agents and stuff like that? And the first thing I thought of was like, I went around with agents, like building agents, like the first like 8 months of Guild, we were building agents for different parts of the departments, like marketing and all that. And these agents were good, but like the reason coding agents are so good is not to get technical, but like you have a code base, you have all your code, you have all the files related to how like your website works or how your product works. And the agent can just go look at it. It knows exactly where things are. It has all the context in one place. So like when it wants to go edit something, it can edit it here and it knows how it's going to affect the other parts of the code base here. And that's, to be honest, that is like the bread and butter of coding agents. Like the context is all there. It has the tools enabled to write code, test code, all that good stuff. I was like, that's the concept I need to take to knowledge work. All our data is scattered everywhere. Like you have a CRM, you have your email, you have your internal, chats with Slack and Teams, as well as you have a whole database of customers, a database of how things work. And then on top of that, you have like documents that are just floating around, like a PDF of how we do things here, right? And I was like, if I can bring that all into one place where it's like any question about your business, anything you want, you can ask. And it's just immediately right there. And then build tools on top of that so that they can start automating work and then bring agents into that as well. So we're building the context layer so any business can come in and aggregate all their data in one place and then one click put it into Claude or like through an MCP server, if you know what that is. So like we signed up a business in here in Orem. Their main thing was like they were just taking spreadsheets, putting them into Claude and be like, hey, what's going on in my business? I was like, let's stop that. Like I can directly connect your database straight into Claude. So you can ask it a question in English. The agent will take that question, translate it into SQL, and then pull in that data on the fly. So yeah, I think what we're trying to build right now is just one system. We're building like an agentic database. So like agents can know exactly how your business works all the time. So you can offload work to them. But all of a sudden, like I'm sure with like the team you have here, like communication between things, like where's this person at? Where's this lead at? Why did we lose that person? Like what happened? Why didn't this email land? All that needs to be answered within like 5 seconds. For like in this fast moving AI world, like I think if all your context is in one place, like things move a lot better.
So let me ask you this. I feel like the buzzword that I hear all the time for your type of business right now is like the AI brain. It's like the brain, it's the context layer
company brain.
Yes. We've actually tried to do some of this internally ourselves, and we're not a massive team. And one challenge that we keep facing on our end of things is, yes, you can go and upload as much information as you possibly have.
Right.
And as long as you structure it correctly, it's not like providing too much context where it's erroring out or it's like pulling from wrong sources. Yes, you can go and connect Slack and our CRM and all of our emails and all this fun stuff, and it can look at all that information and it can give you a direct answer. It's like a note taker. I use Otter for my note taker right now. And whenever I hop in a meeting, it'll compile all that, and I can go and ask it questions like, "What did he say about this?" Like, I recorded this podcast with Curtis, and he mentioned something about Boxtrain getting shut down on Amazon. Tell me what he said, and it'll go and provide that context.
Yeah.
So on the information side, it's super, super helpful. But when we've been trying to work on something similar in our company, the one thing that I've still seen, and I don't have a good answer for it yet, is how do you take the context of my brain as the co-founder and CEO and merge that with, I'm looking at Tyler's desk right now, our marketing guy. How do I merge my information over to Tyler? So in theory, Tyler can go, I want to start this new marketing campaign. I want to run it by Brandon though, but Brandon for some reason is busy right this second. We still have yet to find that way where it can go and digest all of that information, but give me an answer that like I actually would give myself if I was the one talking to him face to face.
Yeah. There's two sides to it. You got to train it. Like obviously AI doesn't know how you would make decisions unless you tell it how you make decisions, right? But then the other side, there needs to be some form of like company governance, right? So like in Guild right now, you onboard your entire team, and then there's an admin of the organization at Guild. So it's like, for instance, if it was you, you'd be like, okay, I need Tyler to have these memories. So you can offload some of your memories into Tyler's account. So he has all his, he has some of yours, and he can just chat with you like you were in the room, if that makes sense. So there's a profile side of all of this where it's like, we have 10 employees. Here's all the data that they're allowed to have in their specific
workflow, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. And then you can share data across team members. So like, for instance, take Boxtrain. Like we built this for Boxtrain because I want to be able to run Boxtrain with the lowest headcount possible. And to do that, I'm going to need some form of AI help. That's like where we're going right now. So it's like in my Boxtrain Guild account, it's me, Jared, and then one of our warehouse workers. Our warehouse worker has access to certain memories. Me and Jared have combined memories, if that makes sense. So like, his name's Jordan. Jordan can ask a question to Guild, and Guild can give him an answer. And he's like, okay, what is Curtis going to say about this? He's like, based on Curtis's memories that you have access to, this is how it would go.
And do you find that I understand on the training side and stuff, I feel like our hiccups still come too. And maybe it's because Boxtrain's been around for a little bit longer and you've seen more of the nuances and headaches. More of ours, now that I think about it, come from it's a situation we just haven't ran into yet. And so there's context that we have to go and source ourselves and figure that out. Right. So now that I'm saying this out loud, maybe that's the answer right there. It's more of your traditional, like you already found answers for this.
Yeah. I mean, like we deal with like a finite set of issues, all related to like invoicing, orders, returns, stuff like that. Whereas you guys are more, I would say, more dynamic. Like we have a customer that has this issue. Yeah. We have a customer that doesn't know what to do now. And yeah, the biggest thing, I think the reason people use company brain is because it's constantly getting better, constantly growing. Memories are going in and out of the brain. Like you can go into ChatGPT right now, connect your Gmail, connect your Slack, and ask it questions. And you just get retrieval back and forth, right? Yeah. It's really simple. However, it's like, I don't want it to go ask a question and pull data from 3 years ago that's not relevant to right now. Yeah. I need memories to update. I need things to change. I need it to constantly be evolving to the point where it's like, it's up to date. Yeah. Right. So that's a problem, to be honest, we're trying to work through. It's like, okay, how do companies work? How do they want this to work?
Environments are changing. How do we keep it updated? Yep.
Like onboarding new employees, that should be like a really simple thing to do. Just connect them into your company context and then let AI train them on your business based on everything it knows about you. Like AI should know, this is my opinion, I think it should know, like it should be able to answer every single managerial question about your business. Yeah. I just think like, you're already asking it, what's the time in Tokyo? Why shouldn't it be able to answer? Like, how do we send emails? Or like,
what's our branding, our messaging? How do we want to go and proceed, or how do we want to go and drive value for this type of customer? Yeah. Where do I go and look in the code base for this specific issue? I'm saying it should have all that information.
It's like how does Brandon send emails? How do you send sales emails? I would love to learn from Brandon. You know what I mean? Imagine everyone in your company could be like you as a reference, or like take your top salesman. Like I think everyone in the company should know what he's doing. that gap is like huge. I think like if I onboarded into a business and I can immediately just start picking the brain of the salesperson without bugging them, I pay a lot of money for that.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of companies are you trying to work with over a guild? I'm assuming it's more like your pen and papers, your companies with maybe like scattered context that they're trying to like become AI eligible, but don't have great ways of getting in themselves.
We're definitely small to medium-sized businesses right now. Like you go bigger into these enterprise companies, they have all their data in the cloud. Things get a little more complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go to a company that has 100 employees or less, or it's like local to Utah, or like e-commerce is another section we're going after. It's like they didn't even know this was like this. You can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I hop on demos all the time, and it's like, oh, like this is crazy. Like I can do that. Whereas you go talk to enterprise companies, like, okay, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like I'm fine with the small to medium sized business. It makes sense to me. Like I'm a small business.
Mm-hmm.
So like me selling other small businesses on this product that's been working for us in my other business makes a lot more sense. Like it makes it more natural to me. So yeah, we're going after small businesses. Right now it's e-commerce, a lot of inventory, people that deal with data like that. Like we have a massive database full of everything we've ever sold. And I can just go to ChatGPT and I'd be like, 3 years ago in the first week of December, what were our top selling products? Out of those products, which ones are we not selling now? Which ones should we sell now?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's awesome. What's your opinion on open source models and where the industry's headed? It feels like and I'm saying this after all the back and forth that happened with Anthropic and the US government recently. And there's all these data issues like Apple and is going after OpenAI now because of the data and privacy issues that came up when they did that partnership. It's, I'm in this weird stage where I go, look, we are an AI company ourselves. This infrastructure that they have built is how we communicate with our clients for our debt collection solutions.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like a weird, tricky nuance where on our end, we know we can add the privacy layers that we need to put in place, but you're still inherently training the larger models. It's a weird situation we're in right now.
I am so all in on open source.
Are you guys using open source right now, or are you on a mainstream model? That's the thing. I say this too, and I'm on the exact same train, and I think they're getting better every single day. This is a debate we just had with our company. It's like, okay, let's say we get to a point like right now, the top or like the GPT 5.6, you got Sol and Luna and all these ones that are crushing it. You got Fable 5 that was in that battle with the US government for a while. That's every week. As of right now, when we're recording this every day, they go, all right, we're extending the period on when it's released and you don't have to upgrade, and we're extending it. We were having this debate yesterday as a team, is like, at what point do the models get at least good enough for the majority of your team, where these open source models, where even if technically speaking, the next Anthropic or OpenAI model is, call it 3% better, at what point does it at least max out where you could go and switch off to an open source model where you don't have to rely on that 3% edge because it's already quote unquote good enough?
Right. I mean, coming from a person who started a business on top of a platform, I am super conscious to the fact that like anything they do, Anthropic, ChatGPT, OpenAI, whatever, can destroy my business. It's like they shut down a model that we rely on. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like I would love to have
it's the Amazon situation all over again.
It keeps me up at night. It's like, what can we do to not rely on anyone? But open source, I think, is the future. However, that's not where, like, you'll see companies start open source. Like, I don't know. Do you listen to the All In podcast?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. You listen to the most recent one?
I didn't listen to last week's. No, not yet.
Anyways, they're talking about something fascinating. They're like, all these companies start open source with their models.
Yeah.
They get a ton of adoption.
Yeah.
Like tons of people are using the models because like the same thing we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, the moment where it hits a point, they're like closed. And then they start making a lot more money. Yeah. That makes sense. So it's like, oh man, I just need someone to just stay open for as long, like just forever.
We have some like Kimi, the Chinese model, and things that are still doing relatively.
Those are great.
Those are benchmarking good still.
But then like I would love a US like open source model.
Yeah.
Like Kimi K 2.6 or 2.5, whatever it is. Like I've used that all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like for little small internal tasks, like even it can do a lot of like heavier tests too. It's way cheaper. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like using these closed models is so easy. Just one API key or just one click into an app that's like designed perfectly. So I do see why I'm not using open source right now. There's also the hardware side of things, like running the models locally on your own hardware
Yeah.
or running them in the cloud takes a lot of like technical expertise. Things aren't, can go down a lot easier compared to a bigger company that has hundreds of billions of dollars to use to make sure their service stays up. And these frontier models are the best.
Yeah.
Like as a business owner, like you're going to want to use the best.
And that's my point though. I feel like soon we're going to get, I guess it depends on what kind of business you're running, but there gets a point where I don't like using the word good enough because you always want to be getting the next and latest, greatest thing. But it gets to a point where in theory it could be good enough because, like, for instance, like on our voice model side of the product, even 6 months ago, the voice models that we were using, like you listen to those comparatively to the ones we're using today, night and day difference. And it's because the models have improved that much in the last 6 months and they're going to constantly improve. But the question still begs of like, does it get to a point where the customers notice, but then also on our side, like, is it good enough, at least for where we're at right now? Yeah. But then on our side, the challenging thing is there's so many moving pieces as a startup and there's so many things that we need to tackle. It's like, you're dead on. The larger models, the larger companies, they're going to make things really, really easy to get set up immediately. There's less infrastructure we have to figure out on our end. The overhead is a lot easier. We can trust that their stuff is going to work more often. And at least for where we're at right now, that's the same thing that we're struggling with. Yeah.
Model routing, I think, is like the concept of like tasks, like say Interval is talking to a customer and it's all done AI to customer. Like it's like a lot of the easy tasks or the easy questions can be answered with a lower model. And then like when a customer's like, no, that's not right, or like I still need help, then we bump it up. Yep. And that's my idea with most things when it comes to Guild. The thing I love about Guild right now is like you guys pay for all the tokens, when someone uses your product, which is fine. Yeah. Like that's part of the business. I'm at a point where it's like, let me collect your data and then I'm going to allow you to connect it to your own cloud subscription. I was like, you guys pay for that. Because it comes to a fact, like we want the best product for our customers. However, we need to stay in business. Right. And like at what point does the lower models or the model that came out 6 months ago, it's good enough to handle everything we do. And we slowly like ramp it up from there. But we cannot afford to run. Like ChatGPT came out with that new live model a few days ago for voice. Yeah. Like instant. Like it's amazing. Like just talking. It's
kind of weird though. It is. I'm talking to an AI bot, but it's interrupting me. I'm like, I don't know if I really like this
chill,
or it's cool. Did you see their demo they did for language learning? The guy was like, I speak native Mandarin, correct my English as I say the sentence. Like, I go San Francisco tomorrow, and it cuts him off. It's like, no, I will go to San Francisco tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But just normal like conversation, it kind of annoyed me when I was like talking to it. I was driving home one day and I was testing it out and I'm like, this is kind of annoying. It's like a cut off girlfriend that like won't let you get in your 2 cents. But
you got to be nice to them, man.
I guess
you got to treat the AI.
The AI overlords, you got to treat them nice.
They're gonna take over. They're gonna remember us.
Yes,
I say thank you every time.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, AI it changes every day. It's insane.
Yeah. But what would you recommend for anyone who's listening to this podcast? There's 2 sides. Anyone who hears this episode, there's the side that is coming in for the business context and they want to go and implement these kind of tools and figure these things out so they can keep growing. And then there's also the side of the listeners who haven't found their stride on what they want to do yet. And they're still trying to find that motion. What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think like just try new things, experiment as much as you can with like these new technologies. Like as a computer science major, I'm gonna be honest right now, I have not finished my degree at BYU.
I haven't finished mine either.
I have like 5 classes left. And I, to be honest, will not. I can't say will not. Very unlikely I will go back.
Yeah.
Just because like there's so much going on right now where it's like all my time. I'm all about being all in on things. And I feel like I need to be all in on AI, like all in on this new business. Because it's like, if you don't know what you want to do, just go try different things. Just do something.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what I wanted to do with Guild. Spent a year trying new ideas, pivoted all the time. Like every week it felt like I was like, oh, scrap that. That's not working. Don't like that. Scrap that. So like if you're into technology, if you're into starting your own business, just try something. Anything.
did you see that? This is a couple months old now, but I think it was Mark Cuban. Somebody was asking him kind of a similar question. And his biggest thing was like, dude, just show up to any local business, go walk in their door and ask them, like, what do you, I know you've probably tried ChatGPT or something like this at this point in time. What are you trying to do with AI? Like if you had a broken process in your business, like could I go and solve that for you?
Yeah.
And that's the easiest door open. The thing that you still got to picture, and this was a debate me and Connor, my business partner, and I had for a long time, is we had a lot of products that when we started working with each other, we've been working with each other for years now.
Yeah.
A lot of that time was not dedicated to Interval whatsoever. We're lucky where the business is at now. It's growing very healthy. We've grown something really good, and there's still massive mountains we got to climb, and hopefully we can hit those peaks. But there was plenty of time where we go and build a product, we'd sell it, get a couple early customers, proof of concept out there. And in theory, we could have gone and made a business where we can go and get a small little team, been humming and profitable from day one. But then there's the trade-offs of what kind of business you still want to be able to build.
Yeah.
And so I remember there's one product we were working on for a while was for automotive repair shops, and relatively simple product. It was a fun project that we were working on. We got it to a few $1,000s in recurring revenue every single month, which anyone in the startup land knows that's a really, really good. Like once you get some motions going, like you feel good about it.
Yeah.
And I just remember we sat down one day and we're like, we don't love the problems we're solving. This market's going to cap very, very quick for the type of product we're going to sell. Like it'll be a healthy business, but it's not the kind of business we necessarily want to build. We want to build something. We want to go massive. We want to take the home run. Yeah. We want to swing for the fences here. And so that's another piece of advice I'd give anyone listening to this episode is depending on what kind of business you want. If you're going through the ideation stage and you're saying, I know I want to do something. I worked like your story. I worked the sales job. I knew I wanted to go try something on my own and build something. I wasn't sure what it is. You jumped in on the Amazon side. I think people can do that right now.
Yeah.
Easier than they ever have been able to do so. But you also have to come in with the trade-offs where, just like you're experiencing with Box Train, I'm sure you got it to a certain point where it's healthy, it's sustainable, it's paying your bills right now so you can go and work on something else.
Right.
But now you're ready for the next chapter.
Yeah, let's go. I think like the biggest unlock I had was I was listening to a podcast with Todd Peterson, who's like a local Utah.
The local legend, yep.
Legend, right. And I don't know what the question was. I don't know what the context was, but it was something like, well, like what's one thing looking back on your career that you wish you would have done? And he's been like insanely successful. Where we aspire to be.
Anyone who doesn't know Todd, he's the founder of Vivint.
Yeah.
They were the alarm security. They do solar now. They sold, I think, that division over to like Sunrun or some massive
multiple
energy
exits,
provider.
like,
but yeah, guys,
business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great businesses, awesome leader.
Yeah, great guy.
You very rarely hear somebody say something negative about this guy.
Anyways, he's like, looking back, I wish I thought bigger. Like you had like a $2 billion exit like multiple times, thought bigger. And I'm just in my warehouse, like packaging a box of shoes. I'm like, I gotta think bigger here. Like, what can we go? Like, we would go to like the best thing about Seed is, were you at the Giga Texas?
Yes.
Tour?
Yep. Okay. Go and check out the Tesla factory, the Giga factory out in where's it? Austin? Yeah.
You go there and you look at a building and you can't see the end of it if you look left. You can't see the end of it. You look right and you go, oh my gosh. Like if Elon Musk can do this, like I can sell some software or I can scale my Amazon business to this. So I think like think bigger. If you're going to do it. Everything's going to go wrong. It's part of the game. Just keep going and just improve. I love it. That's my biggest thing. So
I love it. Well, Curtis, as we close out today's episode, I want to end this with a question I try and end every episode with. I started this podcast originally as a way to help like young entrepreneurs and business owners recognize that, yes, we're in this to go and make money and build an awesome product and hopefully achieve some of these goals, these lofty goals that we were just talking about. Right. But at the end of the day, the business only matters as much as you're serving your customers and you're providing value back to the community. That's the entire point of entrepreneurship is you got to be providing value, and that's what keeps you in business.
Absolutely.
How in your life do you quote unquote get over yourself when it comes to your day-to-day life and your business and you give back to your community and those around you?
Yeah, I listened to a few of these podcasts and I was like, how am I going to answer this question? No one cares, first of all. There's no such thing as failure. Like, it's just like going back to All In Chamath, one of the co-host there, he's like, it's do and learn. There is no failure. I think like even in my own self, like when I started Guild, I was really nervous. I was like, I can't do this. I am not qualified. This is a different league. This little e-commerce site thing you had is like fine, but like welcome to the big leagues. You're not capable of doing that. Like all these thoughts came through my head. And the one that just like keeps coming back is like, no one cares. Like you're gonna hear the noise of them saying that you cannot do this, but like in reality, they don't care about you. Just do your thing, do learn, like constantly. There's no such thing as failure. So to get over yourself, just like I don't know, just keep going. Like stop thinking about it.
Just get out and do it.
Just do it.
I love it. I love it. Where can people, I'll of course link this in the episode description as I always do. Where can people learn more about Guild or check you out online?
So guild.ai, go to our website. Everything we do as a free version for everyone that wants to try it personally. And if anyone wants, like we have a service side of the business where we just come into a business and do everything for you. Like, so you don't have to set anything up yourself. You're just up and running in a few days. But yeah, guild.ai. I'm on LinkedIn. You can DM me. But
awesome. Well, thanks for joining the Get Over Yourself podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's awesome.